Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this webinar about dynamic pricing and price monitoring that we from Dynamic Web are hosting together with our colleagues and partners from PriceShape. My name
Hello,
is
everyone.
hi. My name is Christian, and today I will be presenting together with Frederick, who is the CEO of and co-founder of PriceShape. And we will take you through an agenda where we will look into this topic about price monitoring. What is it? How does it work? And how can you as a business benefit from it? Before that, I'll just give a brief introduction about Dynamic Web, who we are, and of course also give a couple of insights and trends that we see are quite interesting now. In order to have a smooth experience as possible, we'll just turn off our webcams again for the rest of the presentation and turn it on again when it's for the Q&A session later on today. Sometimes it may take up some bandwidth, and we don't want to do that and have delays here. Yeah, just to elaborate a bit on the agenda, we will take you through the program, and then we'll have about 10 to 15 minutes for a Q&A session. If you have any questions during the webinar, you're welcome to type them in the chat box or question box in GoToMeeting, the platform we are using. And we will then answer the questions at the end of the webinar, and of course whatever comes up in your mind and crosses your mind, you're welcome to ask. All right, so once again, welcome. Since this webinar is hosted by Dynamic Web, I'll just give you a brief introduction to who we are as a company. We are Danish-based, international-focused software company with around 125 employees. We work with partners and have customers around basically all of the globe today, in total around 4,000 customers. What we do is basically we make it easy to do e-commerce, and we have bundled commerce and content management, product information, and marketing tools in one platform that is easy to integrate to back office systems like ERP. And we have very strong connectors for the Microsoft ERPs, so that's kind of what defines our market. And we help global customers and regional and local customers utilize and do e-commerce as smooth and easy as possible. What we do special in Dynamic Web is that we bundle these different apps in one platform, whereas with competitors you would need multiple systems in order to deliver the same experience to your customers. Today we'll be talking about dynamic pricing, and of course it has very much to do with e-commerce. And just to give you some interesting numbers here from Forrester, you basically see that e-commerce is really on the rise, not only in the US and in B2B, but also in Europe. And the projection is that this will continue. And the latest number I've seen from these analysts is basically that this whole COVID-19 situation has just accelerated this further. So the increase in e-commerce in both B2B and B2C is basically higher than the projections when these slides were or graphs or studies were made. What we also can see is basically that the digitalized companies are more profitable. This is a McKinsey survey where they calculated what they call a digital coefficient score, and obviously, or not obviously, but what they found out is that the B2B companies are more digital mature than the B2C companies are more digital mature than the B2B companies. What they also found out was that the most digitalized companies had a higher revenue growth, actually 5 times higher. They were 8 times as profitable as the less digitalized companies. And we obviously mean that every company should look into digitalization, and e-commerce is very important here. What also important is the behavior of the consumer, whether it's B2B. B2C consumer or a B2B buyer. Because what the normal buying pattern is basically that when you shop online, you typically at least half the times do a price compare before buying the goods. And there are multiple parameters that will influence where you buy, and I know Fredrik will talk more about them later on in today's presentation. But interesting here is that these numbers from Statistica, they are quite recent, shows that more than half, maybe 60-70% is actually looking at prices before they buy. So price comparison is an integral part of the whole e-commerce experience. And this is, of course, why we asked Fredrik to come by today and talk about how they do and how their platform can play an important role when you're orchestrating your e-commerce and you want to know what the right price is for your products online. So I think with that, we made a brief introduction, and I'll now hand over the presenter role to Fredrik, who will take us through some of the interesting things about price monitoring and how you basically can boost your e-commerce sales through that. So I'm just handing the presenter right to you, Fredrik. So you should be able to broadcast your presentation now, and it looks pretty good. I see it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Christian. I'm looking very forward to this webinar today. So I'm here to tell you a little bit about price monitoring and dynamic pricing. But first, I will tell you why this is so important. First of all, the price is the absolute biggest factor why the customer cancels their buy. Second is nearly the same as you, Christian, is that 87% of the customer is researching and checking the prices on price comparison site before they buy. It has never been easier for a customer to check prices online. There are a ton of different price comparison sites that show the customers where you can find the cheapest products. Plus 80% of all Google Ads traffic comes from Google Shopping, and Google Shopping works like a price comparison site that shows where you can find the cheapest product. As you can see here in this example of a Hugo Boss perfume, there are 39 different dealers that are selling the product, and only one dealer wins the customer. So it's really important to know how you should set your price and what products you want to place your marketing on. Let me show you how you can make sure that you have the right prices. You can make if you should make a test of how you can be you have some product where you have a competitive prices. You can make a simple test manually where you can take your top 10 best-selling products and search it on Google Shopping. If you're not competitive, you need to set a lower price if your margin allows it, of course. If you're not competitive and your margin doesn't allow you to be it, you need to bid lower or exclude the product from your marketing, so you don't waste marketing money on the product. The result will be that you will get the sale if you have a competitive price. And if you are not competitive, you will save your marketing money so you can place it on products where you have a high conversion rate and have a competitive price. We promise you that if you implement this strategy on all your products, after you see the result, you will see some extremely big increase on your sales and a much better ROAS. And that's why we started PriceShape. We need to build a system that could do all this process totally automatically. I can see that we have both web shops, retailers, brands, and wholesalers attending this webinar today. So I will also tell you guys how brands and wholesalers also can use price data to optimize their business. Yeah, but I will start to show you how we have solved it for web shops. We need to make a system that could show you your price compared to your competitors. A ways to place your marketing bid where you have a competitive price. Sorry, let me see 2 seconds. A way to place your marketing bid where you are competitive, so you will get the best conversion rate as possible. Make sure that you have a great profit on all your products, and make sure that the system automatically adapts your pricing and bids to the market prices. For brands and wholesalers, we will need to build an analyzing tool that could show all the resellers' prices, their stock status, their price history, and much more, so they can use the data to negotiate and sell more to their resellers. We found the solution in building 3 key functions in one system, and that will give our client an analyzing tool that will show a complete overview of your price position compared to the market. We also need to build a dynamic price engine that will turn your prices up and down on your price rules, and a feed optimization tool that will include your price position and profit in your Google shopping feeds, so you can optimize your marketing budget based on the data. So let me take you a step further and show you how it works. By getting your product data from Dynamic Web or from your Google Shopping feed, we'll be able to match all your products with your competitors totally automatically. Brands, no, I think then we are able to give you all the data in our dashboard, where you can see the products compared to your competitors. As you can see in the screenshot, you can see the client's product information in the left side and the competitors on the right side. Here can our brands and wholesaler client also see the resellers' sales price and see if they have the products in stock. Brands and wholesalers can jump into a product information site where they can see price history, average prices, and much more. As you can see, this is the same example of the Hugo Boss perfume I showed you on Google Shopping. So here you can see how we will show you the data. It is possible to filter based on all your needs, so your example can look at specific dealers, category, or brands. To make it much easier to analyze the data, we developed a unique dashboard where every user can design their own dashboard with the product information that they have the responsibility for. Here they can see what competitors that is the cheapest, what is their price position, and much more. Now we come to the funny part, the dynamic pricing. We believe that there are many ways to do it, but we try to make it as easy as possible, so you don't need an IT department to help you when you should set up a price strategy. To get started, it's important that you can set different price rules, so you don't have the same price rule on all your assortment. In Priceship, you can create as many price rules as you want, where you can apply them to a brand, category, or a single product. Let me show you how to set up a price strategy in Priceship. To make it easy as possible, we ask you some simple questions that together will give you an advanced price strategy. First, we'll ask you, what competitors do you want to match? Here you will see all the competitors where you can decide which one you select to match. If your example is a big big retailer with a lot of different physical shops, maybe you don't want to compare your prices against a drop shipping company, and I think that's important to exclude them as a competitor. After, we will also ask you what minimum profit you want, so you can be sure that your example has minimum 30% in profit. Then we ask you what price we should set. Here you can choose to be cheaper, higher, or just match your competitors. You can example set that you want to be $1 cheaper or 10% higher if you want. Maybe some big stores again want to be a little bit have a little bit higher price because they have some good service. They have the shops and they can return their products very easy. You can decide what rounding your price should have, so you can have frequent numbers on your web shop. You can choose only to match competitors that has the product in stock, and if you can't match the price, we have 5 different opportunities to set your price. You can set time slot for the price strategy, so you can make your price strategy for Black Friday already today. The last thing is that you need to tag a brand, product, or category to the price strategy. And when you are finished, we will automatically update all your prices directly to your web shop and to your dynamic web shop. You can edit your price rules anytime, so you always can optimize your prices. So you the whole time can research and analyze if you can do the price strategy even better.
So Frederick, may I ask a question here?
Yes, of course.
How many different pricing strategies do some of your larger customers have? So they may have one for, let's say, perfumes and one for another category, but how many of these strategies do you typically apply if you have, like, let's say, a couple of thousand SKUs or something?
Yeah, that's really different for customer to customer, but there is some big resellers that have a lot of products in their assortment. They have around 30 or 40 different price rules. Some of them are connected to a brand, and some of them are connecting to a category, like perfumes. But some of our clients also set a strategy, example, where you just want to be, example, $1 cheaper, and then they will tag the products to from the product list and say only this product should follow the price strategy. So it's a product to get people into the website because it's very cheap, and then they will try to sell a lot additional sales more. So that's completely different on what customer it is.
Okay, yeah, interesting. Thanks.
Yeah. And if you have any question, please just do it in the chat, or you can get my phone number or the office number here, and then you can call us so you get answer on all your questions.
Perfect.
Super. But let me take you to the last key function, why marketing performance based on price data also is so important. Search Engine Land has made an experiment where they took 700 products that together have 100,000 exposures. They raised their price with 43%, and the exposures reduced 70%. So I think that's you can see that it's very, very important here. The reason is that Google algorithm rewards products with competitive prices a lot more, which is why it's so important to place your marketing budget where you have competitive prices. And that is why we have made our feed optimization tool, which will streamline your marketing based on competitive data. Again, we have tried to make it really easy for you to generate feeds with your price position. In PriceShape, you can generate feeds that tells you if you are tells your price position on Google Shopping. Here we tell you where you have the cheapest prices and where you have more than 20% more expensive prices on Google Shopping. And a lot of more information is also possible. In that way, we can make it possible for you to place your marketing budget where you are competitive and give you the opportunity to exclude or bid very low where you had some high prices. We can also provide you profit margin information to the feeds so you know how much you earn on every single product. So you can place your marketing budget where you know you have a great profit also. This data is not only important in feed marketing, but in all your channels where you are promoting your products. It's also important in email or remarketing. If you promote a product where you have a higher price than your competitors, you will provide the customer for a need of the product that they would buy another place if they just Google the product. So always think about how or what product you are trying to promote, because if it's not competitive, you just promote a product that one of your competitors is selling. If you place your marketing budget based on this data, you will get high results. I can give you one case of one of our clients, By Their Living, that sells furniture for furnitures online. I can give, let me see. They double their return of advertising spend and raise their increase on Google Shopping with over 200% a month later. They got their PriceShape account. That's also why PriceShape now works with both small and the biggest company here in Denmark. Our system is a plug and play system, and you will get a success manager that will help you to use the system so you will succeed with PriceShape. And I think, Christian, maybe I was too fast this time, but I think this was the presentation, and maybe we should just have a chat about what you think and what maybe dynamic web customer, how you think of they can use the system.
Yeah, thank Frederick. I think very nice to see how it works and how you can automate your price and bid strategies. We actually got some questions already, so I think we should maybe dig into them. I got a question here about whether it's possible to run PriceShape on an internal price database, or is it only for web prices? So I don't know if
internal. I just need to have that explained.
I think it's probably it's Carsten who asked the question. I would assume that it's probably that you maybe get the feed from an internal database and then look up.
Yeah, of course.
Towards the.
Okay, sorry, I didn't get that. We can get data from anywhere. So if we have an integration to the CMS system, we can get it. If you have a feed, we can get it. If you send it to us through a FTP server, it's also possible. So we can get data in any ways. So if you want to see a demo, Carsten, then you can just try to send me what you have, and then we can see if the product data is enough to find the competitors' prices. We need the G10 or EAN number to automatically find all the competitors' prices. So that is very important that we have that in the product information you sent to us.
Okay, so that's the general key for everything, the EAN number, so you can match and you're sure that you actually compare the right products.
Exactly. That's our key, so we know that it's the specific same product as the competitors. We can also have some algorithms and so on, but we prefer that we will get the G10 number. If you're selling a lot of private label brand, it's also possible just to take your brand example. If you are selling your own perfume, you can match it together with a perfume where they have, the same brand value as you, and you do that one time where you find the competitor price that is on their landing page. Send the landing page URL to PriceShape and the product, and then you will automatically match it together. So we will track it all the time. So It's also possible for you to match products that's not the same product as yours with competitors similar products.
Okay, thanks. We also have another question here about how do you add products to the price watch? Do you have to provide all links to the competitors manually?
No, we will take all your product information, and then our robots will find your competitors. So it research on Google, it research on PriceRunner. If you know that there is a lot of your competitors that don't promote themselves on those platforms, it's possible just to send us the domain names, and then we will crawl their sites and match it together with your products. So if you have product information like G10 number, it's all automatically.
Okay. Yeah. So another question, how can you elaborate and explain a bit more about how the brand owner is utilizing this? I believe you showed some screen grabs where you could see a pricing history and maybe you could elaborate a bit on, I believe, on how that is being used by brands so that you can follow your retailers.
Yes, exactly. We help a lot of different brands and wholesalers, and what we do is that we provide them all all retailers that are selling their products. So my screen is still on share screen, right? You can see my screen, Christian?
Yeah.
Perfect. Like you see here, if you are Kai Bojesen, like this screenshot example, then you can see what is the price, the suggested retail price, and then you can see all your resellers and what their prices is. Then you can filter it and see or sort by who is the price leader on the products, and you can see if the resellers have the product in stock. And the stock status is really important because if your resellers don't have your product in stock, you have the opportunity to call them and try to sell them a lot more product if they can't deliver the product because they don't have them in stock. Also, you can get a lot of more information about the specific product, where you can see your resellers' price histories. So you can see some trends. If your product is always on a campaign in the weekend, or there is some of your resellers that have a high-low strategy, or if they just always set your product prices very low. You can also see where you can or you can set up your unique dashboard, so you can see what competitor have most of your products online, and what is the price index compared to the suggested retail price. We have also some status reports, some notification center, where you will get emails if one of your resellers are dumping their price, and a lot of different tools that we can show you.
Thanks. Another question here. Yeah. So how are you pricing your tool? What's the investment to start?
Yeah, that's our cost is on products, because we have some cost to take one product and search it on the internet and daily update every single competitor or reseller landing page every day. So we have some price steps where you can get, example, 1,000 products or 10,000 products to a PriceShip account for X dollar or euro. So let me convert it 2 seconds to euro. I can see if you have 2,000. Let's see here, 2 seconds.
Okay, so it's basically a bundle. You buy X products, so 1,000 products.
Yes, exactly.
And you pay your subscription.
Exactly. 1,000 product will cost around 333 euros. So that's
okay.
Yeah.
And do you have any business case studies that kind of reveals? I think you had some in your slide, but that kind of investment, how much better, or how the business case basically is, so how much you can earn on that.
Yeah, that's different, because for a brand is or a wholesaler, is very tough to say, because they just use the data to analyze and negotiate with the resellers. But on Webshop, I showed you this example for a webshop that have increased a lot of results, doubled their ROAS, and increased their sales with over 200% on Google Shopping. We have also some of the big retailers here in Denmark, like Stark and Baby Sam and AO, and a lot of different clients that have given us some great testimonial, but they don't want to specific tell us how many percent or how many euros that we have increased their sales, because that is personal data for them.
Okay.
So but if
the only way to find out is to do a test, I guess. That's
yeah,
the best.
yeah, and we can set up some free test accounts for all that is pretending here in this webinar today, so they can see and try it themselves and see if there is a lot of value, and then you lease the PriceShip system, so you will get an account where you pay monthly. So you can try it in a period and see if it's also will suit your business to have this kind of data. But I'm totally sure that, of course, you can.
Okay, so after this webinar, we will send out the slides, including Frederick's contact information. And if you're keen to do a test, he would. I heard that you would like to offer a free trial then for a month or so you can try out the system.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
so you guys just call our office phone after if you want to get in touch or get a personal live demo of PriceShip, so we can suit all your needs.
Okay, so I think we've been through the agenda, and I think we answered hopefully most of the questions that you typed in. So I think we would like you for participating today and tuning in, and thank you, Frederick, for presenting here today, and I wish everybody a nice afternoon. So thank you for listening in, and have a good day.